You may have come across this news in a popular newspaper in Nigeria, and the headline of the story is Canada scraps study permit pathway to permanent residency for foreign students. Okay, so a lot of you have also been asking the question, is it true or not? And then somebody read this article and commented in my video. I did a video talking about one of the colleges in Canada with a relatively affordable tuition, and the person left two comments. I usually don't like responding to comments like this on the video, but this is warranted. The first thing the person said is that he said I should stop this. That was the comment. Stop this. Canada is no longer issuing visa to students. The audacity for me, right? And they have banned students from applying for PR after study. That is what the person commented, and the person have asked me to stop making videos, to stop saying this, right? So I don't know, for those of you in the comment section, you should let me know if I should stop making videos or not. And then the person also commented that I will not make heaven. So yeah, I think that person is assistant heaven's gatekeeper that will decide who and who will not make heaven. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that to your perspective. The thing was very funny to me. It's the first time I've had such a ridiculous a comment on my video, but we're used to it. Now I'm going to read the article that I saw in that newspaper, and then I'm going to comment on it. They said Canada has closed the study permit pathway for international students to get permanent residency under its new latest immigration policies. This new rule mandates that international students return to their home countries upon the expiration of their visa in Canada. Canada is also terminating the student direct stream program and halting asylum claims tied to such immigration pathways. Macmillan, Canada's immigration minister, confirmed these developments during an interview on Tuesday. So they are claiming that Macmillan announced that students on study permit can no longer apply for permanent residency. And then when he discussed the nation's immigration policies and the challenges faced by international students, then this announcement follows recent protests by international students. We know the particular, you have to be specific, right? So you can't say international students are protesting. Specify the country that are leading the protest. Okay, you have to be specific. Across Canada, who demanded a streamlined process to transition from study permits to permanent residency or an extension to stay. They were demanding, okay, as if it's their right. I understand that. Responding to this demand, Macmillan said, when people come here and decide they want to be students, there are no guarantees to become permanent residents. That's what Macmillan said. But they have interpreted it that, yeah, Macmillan has said students can no longer apply for permanent residency. Okay. Then following up, he emphasized the distinction between, I'm still reading what the article said, okay, so that I can comment on it later on. He emphasized the distinction between study permits and resident permits, stating that while students have a right to protest, the priority of Canada's immigration policies is to maintain balance and order in the system. Launched in 2018, the Student Direct String aimed to fast-track the processing of study permits within 20 days for eligible students from 14 countries. So I don't know if they meant that the student direct stream is the pathway for students on a study permit to become permanent resident. That's what I don't understand. Over time, it expanded to include students from Antigua, Barbuda, Brazil, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, India, Morocco, Pakistan, Peru, the Philippines, Senegal, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, and Vietnam. This program had initially been introduced to ease political tension, but will now be discontinued as part of Canada's revised immigration framework. So that is the news. I believe this is where one of my viewers, somebody that watched my video, commented and said, "Oh, I should stop doing all these videos and talking about affordable schools because Canada is no longer issuing visa." So that statement is very bold. I've never read anywhere where Canada immigration has said, all right, bye bye to all students in Canada, or bye bye to all prospective international students. We have closed our door. We are no longer giving study permit. I've never read that. Please, if you have read that somewhere on the IRCC website, please put the link in the description. I'll read it and I'll do another video on that. And then following up, the person that commented said that Canada has banned students from applying for PR after studies. They've banned students from applying for PR after studies. So, for those of you that are watching, I don't have you seen this news in the IRCC website or on the IRCC website? I haven't seen it, so obviously it is not true. So for those of you that have been asking questions whether this is true that you can no longer apply for permanent residency when you come on a study permit, that is not true. All right, I will expand in another video what exactly is happening. Overall, Canada, they're reducing their immigration. They're reducing their immigration for 2025, 2026, and maybe stabilizing at 2027 and so on. So they're reducing, all right. So they have not mentioned that, yeah, we are no longer going to be issuing study permit. There have been a lot of refusals lately, especially for those applying in November, December 2024. There's been, especially October, early November 2024. There's been a lot of refusals, but there are certain reasons for that. Overall, they're reducing their immigration process. If you go on IRS's website on the 8th of November, what the Canada immigration, what they've actually stated is that, sorry, before I may go back further, this particular article from this newspaper was published on the 19th of November 2024. The end of the student direct stream at the Nigerian Student Express was announced on the 8th of November. Okay. And one of the things they've mentioned is that Canada is committed to giving all students equal and fair access to the study permit application process, irrespective of the country where you're applying for. And this student direct stream was launched in 2018, and the goal was to provide, faster processing time for eligible post-secondary institutions. The student direct stream was open to legal residents of, they've mentioned the residents of all the countries. I mentioned that before. And they said prospective university students from Nigeria had a similar process with the student express stream, NSC. Okay. So basically that was to ensure, faster processing. And even for that Nigerian student express, not a lot of persons were not eligible for it because of the criteria. You needed to have GIC and other things. Okay. So they've also said Canada's goal is to strengthen program integrity and then address student vulnerability and to give all students equal and fair access to the application process as well as positive academic and experience. And in order to meet this commitment, the Student Direct Stream and the Nigeria Student Express NSC initiatives have ended as of 2 p.m. Okay, that was actually on the 8th of November 2024. Okay. And they've mentioned that prospective, now listen to this, prospective students can apply through the regular study permit stream which accept guarantee investment certificate, which is GIC as proof of support. And that Canada will continue to welcome international students from all over the world. If they said this, I don't know where that commenter, let me use that word, got that information that Canada have banned they are no longer issuing study permit at all to anybody. That was, the person that committed meant. So uh, that's for that. Okay. In terms of transitioning from study permit to PRO, what they have actually said is that when you come to study in Canada, it is not a ticket to get permanent residency. That is just true. And that is the fact that all that you have said. That if you study here and the goal, in fact, when you are writing your SOP for your visa application, you say, yeah, these are the things I want to do when I go back to my home country, right? But there is also the post-graduation work permit. That has not been scrapped, which means when you finish in a program, you will be eligible to apply for a post-graduation work permit and maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years. And then, if you meet the criteria to apply for permanent residency, you will be able to apply for it. But overall, it has not been banned. The student study permit to PRO route, if you still meet the qualification and the requirement, you will still be able to apply. It's just way competitive now. Getting permanent residency is very tough now because there are lots of people and the scores are really, really, really very high. And then getting study permit approval has really become very difficult because the number of applicants are increasing and everybody wants to beat certain deadline for applications and all that. So overall, if you have the dream of continuing your Canada journey to apply for study permit, please do. All right, continue to apply. If you are currently studying and you got a postgraduate work permit and you meet the eligibility for applying for a permanent residency, you will be able to apply for it. So if you have any question, definitely put a question in the comment section. If you support what the person commented, put a comment in the comment section. And if you are not happy with what the person commented, put it in the comment section. And with what the popular newspaper said, if you've also read that before, put it in the comment section. And if you've read it somewhere else, you can put a link, in the comment section. And then I've seen some other news channels also saying that people that have never been to Canada and they don't understand the policies. They just keep using media to do all sorts of wrong information. So that's not true. Continue your dream, and I'll see you in the next video. Before that, if you are looking for somebody to talk to one-on-one regarding this whole Canada journey, there's going to be a link in the description. Reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help you in this journey to give you some kind of clarifications and guide to the process. Check out my website www.gradnext.com. The link is going to be in the description. Don't forget to like this video, share with your friends. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.